Welcome to the Classy Career Girl podcast. I'm your host, Anna Runyon, founder and CEO of Classy Career Girl, one of Forbes' most influential career sites. This is a podcast for a community of women who want to turn their passions into work they love. You'll learn how to become happy, successful, and balanced with class, skill, and style. We believe that you can create your future. So stop delaying your great life. Go put yourself out there. You can have your great life and career right now. Hey everyone, it's Anna Runyon. Welcome to the Classy Career Girl podcast. I am super excited. I have a guest interview for you today. But first, I want to share today's a very big day. Today is a day I look forward to all year round. This is my favorite time of the year. It is September 1st. So yes, fall has arrived. It is September, back to school, all those things. But also on September 1st, is when we open applications for our fall cohort of our Classy Career Girl Career Coach Certification Program. It only opens twice a year, so that's why this is a really big deal today, because I get to speak with so many of you and share everything I learned since starting my career coaching business in 2010. I get to let you use my tools, my templates and systems and link arms together to help women around the world find career fulfillment and success. And I truly am so excited to help our new cohort of Classy Career Girl certified career coaches as we open applications officially today. So today's interview is actually one of our certified career coaches, Jen Pestikas, founder of Brave Women at Work. She graduated with our spring cohort back in April. And so I can't wait to share this interview with you so you can learn more about the journey. It's a 6-month program, and our coaches graduate as trusted experts to guide you to find a job or business you love that supports the life you really want. So this is not an easy program. I make sure that our coaches have completed practice coaching and independent study, and there's even a final exam, but it's not too hard, so don't get too worried about that. But really, our coaches, they have worked privately with me throughout this 6-month certification program to improve their coaching skills, to learn how to build their business. There's a lot of business building and marketing and sales training inside of this program so that people can attain their career coach certification. They have completed extensive training in the Classy Career Girl Client Career Transformation System and can help you transform your career, business, and life. So I'm super excited to help our new cohort set their own schedule, live the life they really want by becoming a certified career coach with Classy Career Girl International. So if you are interested in getting an application, definitely send me a message. You can also go to www.classycareergirl.com/apply. That is where the application is open as of today. So you can go to classycareergirl.com/apply, fill out that application. After you do that, we'll send you some additional training so you can learn more about the program. And then if you're accepted, you'll get a link to my calendar and we'll have a phone call, or I should say a Zoom call, and I can answer all of your questions and give you all of the details for this certification program. So your first step is to listen to this podcast today. Listen to Jen's experience going through the program. It's super inspiring. She was already doing some coaching, but just really struggling with launching and growing the business. And I can't wait for you to see the success of her business as she ended the program and just the transformation that she went through over the 6 months. That is one of my favorite things of this program is going through this journey with our group of coaches as they go through this and really working with them at a group level. So there's the community, but then also on an individual level as well, and sharing with them what they know and helping them through this process of having the best career in the world, I think, as a career coach, getting to help people with their careers, become more productive, identify what their ideal career is, launching their businesses. And it's just so much fun to be a career coach. So I hope that you enjoy this interview. Let's get started. Hello, everyone. It is Anna Runyon, founder and CEO of Classy Career Girl, and I have a special guest here with me today. Today, I am interviewing a coach in our Career Coach Certification Program, and I'm excited to introduce you to Jen, who is going to share with us her journey to become a career coach and grow her coaching business, launch a book, launch a group coaching program, so many amazing things that she's doing. So welcome, Jen. Thanks for joining me here today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here for sure.
Awesome. So take me back to the beginning. Tell me about where you are in your career journey. You have a business that that you're growing as well, but tell me more about you and your career journey so far.
Sure. So I'm thinking, how much time do you have?
I know, right?
So I've been in, I always put it into two parts. So I have my corporate job and then I have side hustle, but I don't really like to call it a side hustle. I mean, I really want to keep growing it and helping more women. So I've been on the corporate side for about 25 years. I'm kind of embarrassed to say, I think we're getting to 25 years here, and been in financial services and banking is where my career has been. And so current job title is Senior Vice President of Business Development at a Chicagoland financial institution. And so the beautiful thing about my career trajectory is I started with investment services and then was on marketing and then business development to support the sales teams. And what I'm finding is that it can weave in some of those experiences. So one thing I always just encourage people is look at the through line of like what you do in your day job to like what you're going to be doing with your coaching, because there often might be some connections on the skills that you've gained. And I definitely see that in my path. And then I got bit by the coaching bug in 2016. So everybody, if you're following the math, it's been a long time. And so I went through another certification training. So that doesn't mean that you have to, but this was just my journey. I got certified with IPAC, which is I believe it's the Institute of Professional Excellence in Coaching. It's a competitor of CTI, which is another major coaching school, in 2016. And then after that, thought that I would put coaching in a box and just pick this up in retirement, and life and fate had different plans. And so then I met Anna through the podcasting world. As you mentioned, I have all this other stuff, and didn't meet her in the traditional way, but it's been fun to get to know her. And then she mentioned the certification. And I'm like, yes, please. Like, I probably need some more information on this, and I've had a real blast going through the program. So yeah, that's where I am right now.
Yeah, I think I reached out to be on your podcast. So we're going to have to put this interview on my podcast so we can cross promote here.
Yeah.
So tell me so when I first met you, you were already a coach. You had launched this book, by the way. Tell everyone what the book's title is. It's a great book. You were already a coach. So what was that like at that part of the journey? Like, what problems were you facing at that point?
Yeah. So I would say a couple of things. Number one, when I was a coach already. I went through the program, and if you want to go through a different certification like IPAC or CTI, I think that those are great too to supplement. But one thing I saw different with your program is I already had launched and I kind of crashed and burned, I guess, like for the first time, because no one trains you. Like, they train you how to coach, but they don't train you how to grow a business. And I know that systems and really having a plan, that's one of your skills of, your zones of genius, they call it, right? That's one of your things. And it wasn't one of my things. And I was like, I really need these tools. I need to have the framework to understand how to actually grow the business, not just be in coaching sessions. And so that's one of the main struggles I had. And then the other thing that and I'm still working on, I think a lot of becoming a great coach is mindset. And so you're coaching yourself to, and I love what you say with your affirmations, it's coming, the money's coming, the clients are coming, it's all happening. And I still have to repeat that to myself, because if I have I blow a sales call, or it doesn't convert to my level of satisfaction, I can get down on myself like other, high achievers. And it's just having self-compassion and having the right mindset to build a business. It takes a lot of that mindset work, which you've trained me in, and I really love. And then answer your question on the book came as an offshoot of the podcast, because I love podcasts and I listen to them all the time. I listen to yours, of course. And I was like, well, not everybody likes podcasts. Like, what if we need to get this in the written word? Because one of the goals of my podcast is to share inspiring and stories of brave women out there in the world. Because I think we need that. We need to bolster ourselves and each other. And so I partnered with one of the guests on my show. Her name is Hope Mueller, and she has a publishing company called Hunter Street Press. And so we have been working together for 2 years. And so the first book is Brave Women at Work, Stories of Resilience. And the next one is coming out in June, and it's Brave Women at Work, Lessons in Confidence.
Love that. So you had a lot of the groundwork that it takes, and you had this book. And what I've come to learn about you is one of the things you help women with a lot is burnout as well. And I would imagine, was that something that you were facing too yourself?
Yeah. So yes. So I crashed and burned. So for all those perfectionists and ambitious women out there, you are my people. And so it's really, I call burnout almost the invisible wall. So you keep going and going and going, and then you're driving your car and you're going so fast and you don't even see it coming. And then you hit the wall of burnout, and then you're like, oh, I was crashing and didn't even know. And so if I can help one woman, take care of herself better, have the resources I didn't have, understand about boundaries, understand about doubt and all of those things, and how to set up, like you said, systems in ways that making your life work for you and not, you working yourself ragged, I'm absolutely going to do that. So yeah, I went through burnout in 2019, and this is actually part of the healing journey for me, is the podcast and coaching and paying it forward. I feel really strongly and called to do that to help other women.
And when you were starting the podcast, did you already have clients as well?
Here and there, but not really. I think that podcasting gave me great visibility and a great platform. And one of the other things it gave me, and I did this in the middle of COVID, is I built this amazing community of women that are doing it out there. And it was just so encouraging and bolstering to say, wow, like Anna's doing it, and Hope's doing it, and Natalie's doing it, and all these amazing women are doing the great work. And so I didn't feel as alone. So that's why I did what I did.
Yeah, that's why I think community is so important. And when we talked about like how we met, a lot of it has to do with community. We both knew Natalie. She was a former client of mine, and you knew her as well. And so I think that is important too when it comes to what you teach. I've seen what you teach too, as far as like your networking and community as well. So I love that that's our example of how we met. It was through a mutual connection as well.
Yeah, it was networking, really. It was like meeting it through community.
Exactly. Yeah. And for me too, I was promoting myself to be interviewed on a podcast too, which was something I hadn't been doing for a while as well. So meeting new people who had podcasts as well, and then meeting you, and then it's just so funny how everything turns out, and then realizing, oh, I can help you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh yes, you've absolutely helped me. So yes, it's been a fun journey together.
I love that. So when you first joined certification, like what were some thoughts that were running through your head? Like what was your first thinking when you first learned about it?
So I don't want to say I'm a slow processor, but so I'm always like, wait till the last minute to buy, right? So I will tell you, I'm not one of those that are going to like buy right away, which Anna, you figured out about me as we went through the sales process. So I'm going to ask you a ton of questions. I want to make sure it fits for me, because this is a time commitment. This is a monetary commitment, but this also is a you commitment. So I wanted to make sure that I was ready to make this investment in myself. I think the things that came up for me were, because I have a busy and big career during the day and I have 2 children, I was like, man, can I do this? Like, can I actually make this happen? But I think the way you structured it makes it doable, where I could not be on every live call, where I could listen to the recordings, where I could kind of study on my own. But I also like that you built enough community through the Slack channel that I felt connected. So I didn't there are a lot of other programs where they just kind of give you the material and then they like leave you and then they like, okay, bye. And then you like come back. No, we didn't have that. So I do feel like I've made some good virtual relationships through this community.
Yeah. And I always say too, like when you get a bunch of career coaches together, they all want to like help you with your career as well. So it's like an incredible community. All of our coaches, we have Emerly's shouting you out in the comments here today too. A lot of of them are here as well. So shout out to all of our career coaches because you guys support each other and help each other and provide feedback. And it's just, especially when there's so much doubt. Like, did you have doubt when you first we're starting this as well?
Yes, yes, like absolutely. Mine is more doubt around can I do this, right? And I'm here to tell anybody who wants to do this that you can. That who is going to pay me or who's going to listen or who's going to do that. And I find if you really think back, if you're interested in that, people probably in your life have been coming to you unpaid, like friends and family and colleagues. Like you're attracted to this for a reason because you want to be a helper, but you're trying to do good and also get paid. Like that's the key. And you've also really instilled in me that it is okay to do good and get paid, and how to actually build a business, and that it is sustainable, that it's not just some flash in the pan idea or some dream that's never attainable. I mean, you're living it, and you're a great example for all of us through the cohort and through the program.
Love that. I love that too, because I remember the point too, where I feel like you really committed to, like you were like, about to get another client. You had another client who was continuing her package too. And I feel like there would have been a point where you probably could have quit because of burnout yourself, right? Like you have this day job, you have a business on the side, but instead you plugged in and you used like the systems and got your systems together as well. And to me, that was like, I think the point where you really committed. What would you say? What was the point for you of like really committing to making this year different for your coaching business?
I would say I made a commitment early in the year when we went through the business planning tool. Like when you gave me that Excel worksheet, which for anyone that's going to join, you'll see that process. But it's very simple, rather than I've seen very complicated and complex business plans, and you made it super easy and like, Jen, this is not that hard. Like this is how many you have to sell. This is what it is, all that stuff. So that helped and pushed me a lot. And I think it also was the mindset. It was the affirmations that I was using. I think also a nice push was I had some clients that re-upped. That gave me confidence. And then I think also the results, like whether they were tangible or intangible, like where I got testimonials and was no longer afraid to ask for them. When someone said, oh, you helped me get a raise, like I couldn't have done this without you, or one of my clients is like, you're my shero, like just like little like value added statements that made me feel like, yeah, I can do this. Like I do have something to offer these clients and the women in the world that I serve.
Love that. I remember now that you say that, I remember that session because one thing I do when we do our one-on-one bonus calls for creating your digital product is at the end we go through like the pricing model and I help you kind of see how you can make 10K months. And I remember for you were like, I want 20K months. And so we mapped out a plan for the even higher amount as well too,
Yeah.
which I loved. Because it can be so scary, but it's also what I want to get across to everyone is like, this can be exciting and this is possible. And there's so much opportunity and so much excitement to be able to help and impact people as well. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you felt that as well, but I love it.
Oh no, like I'm, for everyone, you do have to track your incoming funds. I track my expenses now. I'm tracking my coaching hours, like, because I want to get with the ICF, the ACC certification with coaching. Like that's for my like level of the women I'm coaching, like that's kind of important. And personally, it's important for me because I'm thinking of if I was selling to myself, what would I be asking? So those are some of the things I'm working on.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to graduate in April. We have 1 month into graduation. Tell me how it feels. Like, is it exciting? Are you scared? Like, how are you feeling right now?
So I'm really excited. I am a little nervous because like some of the other fellow coaches that are on the line, I'm like, oh my word, I have to do some more studying, but I know I'll get it done. I have a road trip coming up here. I'll be in the car for 16 hours. So I know that I can do some reading and some work. So yes, I will see you at graduation, Anna. I promise myself and you that I will get done.
Yes, you will. You will. You're so close. So what do you think would have happened if you didn't follow the plan and you didn't join us?
I think that I would have maybe probably been at a client. I think I would have had a client here or there, but I think that the big shift in me is the mindset. So the confidence in knowing that I can is probably the biggest change in me, and knowing that I can bring valuable results and I can build a business is the difference.
Yes. Yes. And the transformation, I see it because I interview you guys in the beginning and then at the end as well too. And I can definitely see that confidence for you has dramatically increased too. Just being confident in your offers, in the impact that you make, the difference you make. So I love that. And we have Meredith is here. I got to give Meredith says it can be easy. She's also one of our certified career coaches in this cohort, graduating in April. And I'm really here. It says agreed mindset is everything. She also says I'm grateful for that part to learning the business side of things. So I think that's when you were talking about how it's not just how you're learning how to actually grow your business and getting all the systems for your business as well too. I love that. So tell me now, let's talk about all the changes and the wins that you've had, because I know you've had a lot of wins. I've been monitoring and tracking them as they come in, and you get to our win channel is my favorite in our Slack group. So tell me about some of the wins that you've had throughout the last 6 months.
Sure. So I've had 3 clients do one set of 3 months and then renew. So I was 3 for 3 on my first crop of clients renewing. I have another 2 that I'm working with right now. So I have 5, and I have found my maximum while I have a day job. Yes, I have found the max. We started the next book. So Hope and I started the next book. We have the manuscript together, and now I'm working on the marketing for the book. So not by the time I graduate, but a couple months thereafter, we'll have the ebook out there in the world and hopefully get Amazon bestseller. I've also been continuing the podcast, which I so dearly love. And then I would say just like, the confidence build, the ability not to be super nervous on a sales call, I've priced myself on one, tier, and now I'm ready to go to the next tier, which I know we'll talk about. And then lastly, I'm ready to build a group coaching program. So I've been working on a syllabus for what that's going to look like, and how I'm going to do it, beta rounds and things like that. So I'm really excited to be able to launch a coaching program, a group coaching program this year.
I love that. Yeah. And at the end of the program, we always do our business launch session. So I'm excited for your session to take like everything that you've done, all the systems that you've implemented now, and add in this group coaching program and just watch everything just grow for your brand as well. The other thing I love about your story as well as you have time for the creative pursuing of your book and your podcast, because your business is working, right? You have the clients, and now you're going to leverage your time with the group coaching program, and you found your maximum of one-on-one clients. But because you're not stressing about like, oh gosh, I need more clients, I need to find clients, like that's taken care of. Now you can pursue those things like the podcast and the book that's going to impact so many more women's lives as well. So I love that part. I know I felt that way before as well too. It's so fun to be able to do the creative stuff that just lights you up and gets you so excited.
Yep.
We're on the same page, that's for sure. So the other thing that you had mentioned is that you one of the things that you were thinking is like, what if I fail? Tell me about that, like how that was holding you back.
Yeah. So the what if I fail is a big one. And I've always said, I'm a recovering perfectionist. I'm learning that I just have to do a book referral here. It's called The Perfectionist Guide to Losing Control, and talks about the different types of perfectionists. But anyway, I'm learning to embrace my perfectionism in a new way. But one of the ways that I was really scared is like, well, what if I fail? And then what negative talk ensues if I fail? And I think I've gotten to the point where failing, actually trying and failing would be better than not trying at all. And I've gotten to that point of pain where I'm like, forget this noise. Like, I'm just going to try it and see like what works. And now that I have the systems in place, and now that I have tools that I can go back to and look at your repeatable processes, maybe I ask it a new question, where maybe what if I succeed rather than what if I fail?
What if? I think we're doing it for sure. And the other thing too for you, because I know you mentioned that you've had 8 to 10 sales conversations. Tell me about that, because people come to me so scared about sales conversations and being salesy. And to me, that's the thing that really stops people from enrolling new clients, because you can't get new clients and impact new clients without doing the dreaded sales conversation. So tell me how you got over your fear of that one.
Yeah, so I don't feel like it's a sales call anymore, I guess. So what I feel, I let go. Number one, I do my best and let go of the outcome, right? So if I hold on too tight, it's almost like holding too tight when you drive the wheel, like you're not going to drive the car well. So I don't hold on to the outcome like so desperately. Like I must have this client, because it's almost like they're going to see and smell that desperation. So I just go through and I just tell them my offerings. I tell them how I'm confident that I can help them. I listen to what their need is. I'm like, I think this is a great match. And I'm honest. If it's not a great match, I'll tell them it's not a great match. Like maybe they're looking for a different type of coach, and I'm not the right fit. Of course, I'll be honest with them. And then I give them my pricing. And what I've learned is that I can't be apologetic for that. I can't apologize for my pricing, because my time is valuable. So yes, I've had some people accept. Yes, I've had some people not accept. And yes, I've gone through the process of like, oh, like, was it me or anything? But maybe it's just not the right time for them. So I no longer see it as too salesy, or I'm like I'm like slimy or whatever. I just see it more of as an education that they're interested in. I'm here to provide them the education they need to make the right decision for them.
Yes. And I love that. They're the ones making that decision. You're providing the education and you're helping them through that call as well. Those are the best calls too, when you really feel like you're helping them. We have Emily gave you a shout out. She says, congratulations, Jen. That was when you were sharing all your wins. Meredith says, what if? Two of the most powerful words. Yes, definitely agree. So tell everyone where they can find out more about you and your podcast and your book.
Yeah, sure. So you can find me at bravewomenatwork.com. And then the podcast is the same name, Brave Women at Work. And then you can find the book wherever books are sold. So Amazon, Barnes & Noble. It's also available on Hunter Street Press, just giving Hope a shout out there. So you can find it wherever books are sold, and then check it out. The new book is coming out in June.
Awesome. Yes. And go listen to your podcast. Go check you out for sure. Thank you so much, Jen, for joining us today, for being here. We are also enrolling for spring for our next career coach certification enrollment. I was just telling Jen about that before this, how it's going. So not only do we have graduation coming up in April, but we're also enrolling for our spring cohort. So we go through in small cohorts all together, which I think is one of the best parts of the program. So if you are interested, you can go to www.classycareergirl.com/certification. Applications are open for spring right now. And hopefully we'll see you in the Slack channel, so you can come join us in our amazing coach community and learn how to do sales conversations and impact your clients and have all these wins and successes just like you have had, Jen. So thank you so much for joining me here today. This was fun.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.